Hello, YouTube friends. Welcome. We're going to have some fun today here in the Premier Draft Ravnica Mixer. This is one set of Guilds of Ravnica, one pack of Guilds, one pack of Ravnica Allegiance, and one pack of War of the Spark. It has been fun. You got to watch your mana. There's a lot of, black, black, blue, blue type spells in the uncommon slot that can be very tough to pull off if you're ending up in 3 colors, which is pretty common. If you stick with pure 2 color, then basically one of your first 2 packs, you're basically drafting off pair, right? So if you decide, okay, I open these sweet Dimir cards in the first pack, I'm going to be blue-black. Well, there's no blue-black gold cards in this whole second pack. Doesn't mean you can't be strictly blue-black. It means you're going to be giving up on power level, though, to not have access to any gold cards in your color pair in one of the packs. So I've only done this twice. So far, I've been base green in both, and that has further made it easier to splash. There's good green fixing in all 3 sets, such that because I think power level is a deal, since we're not going to be quite as synergistic as you're used to. Although the fact that all of them are basically from Ravnica and gold, although 2 are gold and 1 is just, War of the Spark isn't a gold set. It has gold cards, but it's not gold like the first 2 are. In any case, we will see where we land, but my leaning continues to be a strong base 2-color pair with an eye towards a splash via gates. If you can land in green and get yourself some gate fixing, you can even move beyond 2 colors. I've been beyond 3 colors. I've been 4 colors in one of my events. Yeah, we're gonna ultimately be drawn to power, though, first off, and then see how we build around that. And if you want to build around some sweet card you've got in your collection and you've got a great idea for it but don't have the cardboard on hand, you're going to check my sponsor, cardkingdom.com, for whatever you need to fill out that latest masterpiece you've been working on, whether it's a cube, maybe it's a standard deck, maybe you're into Pauper, I don't know. You're probably Commander players, filthy casuals, but whatever. We serve you too at cardkingdom.com. I say we, I'm not Card Kingdom, but I say we because I feel like I'm part of them, and really appreciate all of their support. And yeah, they'll help you bling out your Commander deck, or just get your cheapest version of the standard deck that you want, that you can get. Whatever you're looking to do, if it's related to Magic, you're not going to find many better than Card Kingdom on all fronts. So thank you, Card Kingdom. Check them out via my affiliate links and let them know you got there from here, won't you? Thank you. We'll do gems here. And get into the draft view. I think ideally, Hat says, I think the question is, are you straight 3-color, or are you just splashing your 3rd? I think ideally you're splashing your 3rd. I think if you got cards across that require 2 mana symbols across 3 colors, that's really tough. Almost no matter how your gates are looking. Almost. Sometimes you just have it. Light of the Legion, certainly good enough to take here. As a 6-drop flyer that can just be picked off when it lands, sometimes it's 6 mana to get tempoed by your opponent's removal spell. But if it just dies, at least it does something on the way out. That's very nice if you can get a wide team going. Yesterday we wheeled a Skyline Scout. Maybe we can do that again here. What else do we like here? Kraul Harpooner is a really solid card that was not great in its original format because green was not great in its original format. But in this one, when you're dipping into other colors, green, I do like that this kind of grab bag elevates the weakest colors from a set like Guilds of Ravnica into more playability. But we're going to take the rare. Citywide Bust, not for us. City Watch Sphinx, not even really as good as the 5-mana 3/4 ETB Surveil 2. But a couple of 6-mana flyers certainly provide a place to go with this deck. We could also just take Parhelion Patrol, which is a fine Mentor flyer that could go along with the same colorness of the light. We could pretend we don't have the light, just say, what do we think the best card is here? It might just be the Banneret. And I do like a Notion Rain, but it's gold. I don't love taking a gold card here. That's not part of where we started with this very powerful Light of the Legion. I think I'm on Banneret versus Sphinx at this point. Patrol is good, but I'm going to go with the Sphinx. Blue-white is not a color pair in this particular set, but if we can find the cards to build around and kind of end up in the next set, we get blue-white payoffs in the middle set. Yeah, Esper is a place to lean here. Ladev, Champ, Bant. Bant gives us green-white from this pack, and then a couple of guilds in the next one. Patrol is certainly a consideration. Maybe it's better than Agent. I think these are pretty similar. I was going a little cheaper here, but I also like that this is only one mana symbol. This effectively in this deck so far is blue-blue, which is a little oppressive. Oh, you like the glaive? Yeah, the glaive build around is okay, but I'm going to take the patrol. Scout, Shieldmate, Gate, Centaur. Don't want Surveillance. Don't want a gold card that we don't have a lane into yet. So I think it's Scout or Shieldmate. I think we skip the Gate for now, also on it not being matching anything in our pile yet. Extra point of toughness and vigilance versus occasional flying is really the question here. I'm going to take the Shieldmate narrowly over the Scout. I think they both have things going for them, but this deck should have decent flying without the Scout. Bacon Bolt is pretty powerful to still be here, and it is in at least one of our colors that we have going, but we only have the one Sphinx, so I don't even know if we're blue. Kind of just want to take a Hawk here and continue the baseline plan. This is a real card, though. It's an archetype card, though. You don't just run this in a deck with 4 instants and sorceries, right? So you really got to be doing the thing, and then if you are, it's super powerful, but we're not really near the thing, so I'm just going to take the Hawk over the Scout and stick to the direction we're headed in here. Fresh-faced Recruit over 10th District Guard, similar to the Shieldmate versus Scout pick in the sense of a 2-1 with some upside versus a 2-2 with some upside. I went with the 2-2 before, but I actually love the first strike on attack here. If you back it with some tricks and some pumps, it's really tough to block, so I'm going to take the Recruit. Yeah, Gate is totally justifiable here as well with the it being partially on color. But right now, we got effectively 5 white cards and a random blue card. All I know right now is that we're playing white, and then we'll keep our eyes open as to what pairs with it. Another 6-drop. I mean, we can take the Giant and know that we're not probably playing Sphinx and Giant. Sworn Companions gets Dece if you lose your light and they become 2-2 lifelinkers. Take Heart, reasonable combat trick, honestly. But I don't need to prioritize combat tricks. I'm going to take Giant. I just don't love that it's another 6. Here we have a Guild Gate that I can get behind over what else I'm seeing here. There is a 10th District Guard. There's a Stroke. There's a Crab. Maybe I could, these are all fine. But with only the one City Watch Sphinx, again, I don't know if we're blue anyway. We don't have any green really to splash, but I just tend to like to take these gates when they're half color and there's not much else to consider. And since we're only giving up, really, in terms of what we know we would play, is a 10th District Guard. Since I don't know we're playing these, I am going to take the gate, throw it in the board for now, and see how we feel about it as things move forward. Well, here's a bunch of green cards. None of them I really want to splash for the gate, though. I could take another one. If we get hard into green in the upcoming packs, then these splash abilities could be real. Yeah, Foragers can be a real card. I just don't prioritize it. It just doesn't matter that much to me, and we've got a top end already. I'm going to hedge on the gate, but I don't mind the Foragers pick either, if that's where you landed. Wisconsin Crab. A much worse Boros Gold card. Or another gate. I mean, I take this Guild Gate and suddenly we're easily splashing black in a green-white deck. Right? And all we're giving up is a Wishcoin Crab for the possible blue. Yeah, we'll take another gate. And then we get this Glaive back. We can consider that now too. But there's also just the Sworn Companions, which I almost took before. So what do you think? Glaive with the Trips gates that we don't even like yet. Keep in mind, we don't really like these gates yet. Or the Sworn Companions. That's fine. I guess I'll take the Glaive. Sworn Companions is not a big loss. And the Scout came back. That's nice. We were looking at this versus this in the opener. And now we get a fine combat trick in Take Heart. Just fine, but take it. Take the Take Heart. 1 mana is what's nice about this, really. Locket. I'll take Locket over this Golgari. We have this lane into some Golgari help. I actually don't mind the Sergeant. Bargent is Deece, and we got the Giant, so maybe we do that. But now we got a whole fresh pack to figure things out with. And unfortunately, the white is pretty weak. We can take Acuity. It's not bad, but another place where if you're not really doing the thing, it's not great. If we're taking a blue card, maybe we should just take Admonition. Theater of Horrors is okay, but red-black seems very far away from what we're doing. We were talking Splash Black, but we're not even green yet. Again, this is all kind of just a hedge here, this stuff in the yard. And really where we're at is here. Are we taking... We could take a red card, but the red isn't good. I'm going to take Admonition. Yeah, I'm going to take Admonition because all we know is that we're white, and Admonition's a great card. Gates Ablaze is interesting, but we're not really on red gates yet. I mean, we got 3 gates, but none of them cast this. What's the best here? It's not a great pack, honestly. Titanic Brawl if we're green. It might be worth the hedge, but I don't know if I agree. It kills our stuff, mostly, and we're not really set up to take advantage of this long game. There's nothing else here, though. I'll take it on that front. Like, there's a Thought Collapse, there's just nothing here for white. If there was just a solid, like, I'm going to take Gates because there's nothing else here, but I don't like it in this deck so far. Not only the fact that we don't have any red gates, but that even if we did have a bunch of gates, I don't know if I want to cast it in this deck. Zeal is just so replaceable. I mean, we already have a Take Heart. How many tricks do we want? It's not bad. It's just very, very, very replaceable. Clam or Shaman, which one... Which side do you want? There's Burning Tree Vandal for the memes. And again, there's not much for us here in white. I can't believe we're not getting a little more white passed to us, but we only a rare is missing, you know, a rare and an uncommon are missing. So it just was a white light pack, most likely. But yeah, we can clam it up. Sage's Row also good. Like if we wanted to lean back towards the blue, I really don't mind the Sage's Row Savant at all as a nice curve filler at 2, but it also might wheel. I don't think people really like that or respect that card much. I can't believe the lack of white. We cut it so hard. Well, maybe not super hard. And there was gold stuff too, I suppose. Spellbreaker. Not good enough to get into from here. It's just a rate beast for a Gruul deck. I'd rather just have a Rumbling Ruin, but that's more 6s that we don't need for this type of deck. But what are we taking? I guess I take a Guildgate then? Senate Courier, Thought Collapse, could lean back towards the blue. I'm going to take the gate on the hedge, but I'm eyeing the blue. We maybe that we're supposed to get back into the blue lane. Although now we've got 3 green gates and 1... No, we got 4 green gates and a ram. I guess we can take the ram and start trying to grab more gates. But there's a Sphinx's Insight here too that's really great in the blue-white lane. Green, this is powerful, but it would be like our first green card. That being said, we set ourselves up to be able to take a first green card here by staying open. All right, I'm going to take the ram, but I'm starting to feel like I don't want the wheels to come off here, and I'm getting scared that they might be. Guildgate here over what? We can still be, I still think we're going to be 3 colors in some way or form, so I just don't know which yet. Black, we're not really too near, which is too bad because Plague White would be a nice pick if we were. I'm going to take the gate again over the Pontiff, since it's more black cards I just don't think are us. This is also us running out of gates. If we are Bant, we could grab Aramunculus, another one of these. Slimebind, just fine. Zeal, another fine trick. Trouble is, like, 2 of our gates have black. I guess I'm taking Slimebind. Azorius Guildgate seems good for us. At this point, I want to make sure we cast our spells. I'm going to grab this over, like, Senate Courier. Open the gates. With all this green, I mean, literally all of our gates are green. So I'll take open the gates. Well, open the gates is like a gate. I could take the guild gate, but I'll take open the gates instead. Now, what are we taking from this? Rendhorn? Can't really take the Shaman. It's a nice dream, but we're not there. We're not that wide. We could just take Arynx too. I'm gonna take the Rendhorn though. Another gate for us here. There's a Vandal, but I'm gonna get all these green gates. See, it's not just me. That was just me trying to drag the card to the pile. We could play the Creeper or the Courier at this point. Looking like we're being heavier green. I'm going to take Creeper. Another Creeper, but we can take another. We can take an Arynx here. Are we playing red? I don't know if we're playing red is my question. Maybe? I'm going to take this. Figure out our playables later. Hope we don't play that. This is main deckable in its format. I don't know about this format. You like the beast? I mean, we got it, but if we have to play it, we can. I'm hoping we don't have to. Merfolk Skydiver, Narset. Commence can be a beast. Dumpster Fire likes the Commence. For 6 mana, it has a floor I don't like. I'll put it that way. It can be insane, but you can be in spots where it's really not doing much for 6 mana, and that's rough. I might just prefer a Narset if I'm going to take a double blue card. And I don't think we should take a double blue card, honestly. What am I even taking here? I guess I'm taking that because I've run out of time. Raise boar. How much red are we playing? What are we doing? Who drafted this deck? Some sort of vandal drafted this deck, I think.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
No kidding. Peter was like, ah! I gotta go find that video? Alright, we'll take the boar. I don't know. Blast Zone is powerful, but I don't know if this deck's gonna have room for a land that doesn't tap for mana, unless it's like our 18th card. We just take Sunblade Angel and try to put counters on it. If we are red-green, we do have... Yeah, we have some lanes into some other splashes, but... I kind of like... Actually, probably like Hulk. Yeah. Even as just a 4/4 for 4 in a spot in the curve where we're pretty low. Yeah, the best thing about our white is still our pack one, pick one, and it's kind of fallen off since then. We'll see where this ends up. What a weird draft. Pyrohelix, if we're red, green, base red is, you can do worse. I don't know, Rob. All of them? Mana Geode or Guild Globe could help with our mana issues. Maybe Geode for repeat fixing and some ramping to 5 and 6 is appropriate. Let's do that. You like the profit? That's true. We could also just try to shore up our early game. I'm going to take the Geode, though. Try to make it to our mid-late game faster and survive via that. Wanderer's Strike could play if we want to splash the white, but I don't want to play the white unless I'm kind of running the Light of Legion, although Giant, not the worst. We can just take another Pyrohelix. Could take a Silver Wing since it just plays in anything. It's not great. Manticore is okay too. I think we take the Helix again, though. I didn't end up with as much early stuff as I'd like. Here we get to take a Domri's Ambush, which is a nice reward for the lane we found. Burning Prophet would also be good here to shore up 2s. But I'm going to be greedy. Now, Manticore or 3-drop is where we're at here. If we're cutting the blue, which I expect we're cutting much of it, if not all of it, does leave us, especially if we're cutting the white. Yeah, we could do with a Manticore, I think, at the top end. I like Manticore a little more than the Worm. Do we have a deck here? Maybe we run the Teamers with a Skydiver. Guild Globe could help us cast anything, though. I'm going to take the Globe. Nurturer. Blind Blast, not worthless, but probably just want to nurture or more beef. Got a couple of beefies. Don't have much at 4. Let's take the Nurturer. Classic Alpha Giant Growth here. Over the other stuff. Sprint providing a similar thing. Maybe this plays. I don't... Well, maybe it has to. We're only at 23 cards in the deck right now. Let's see what we've got on the board. Weirdo draft. It's funny. I think the funniest thing about this draft is how we took Fresh-faced recruit and shield mate on the strength of them. Okay, let's keep the mono white going. And now we're not even playing white, but we need both of these because where we ended up. Yeah, I thought we cut white nicely, and then it just disappeared on us. So I'm going to cut that, and then, so now we've cut the splash, but we're a little short. So we probably do need to splash here. And with the open the gates, that helps a lot. Obviously, we're playing that. But we could, looking at our gates, we obviously have the splash for black. We have, the blue splash actually could work. We could do a Sphinx and an Admonition. Oh, also we don't have this in yet. Yeah, we probably, if we're going to play the glaive, we just need to run green gates regardless of whether we're splashing for them. So yeah, we just dump all that in. I don't think we run the blue-white one, though, in this deck, unless... and we do this and that, and we could cut that. I see this as 16 because, again, Open the Gates is effectively a 17th land. We have Guild Globe drawing us a card and fixing. We have Mana Geode fixing. We have, and ramping. We have Nurture fixing and ramping. So we have a lot of extra mana tools. Also Admonition, if you get it early, can cycle. Yeah, we might even be able to play the light. It's a little greedy. We've got the one gate, the Geode, and the Nurturer for 3 natural sources. Open the Gates kind of being a 4th. But I'm not feeling that's quite reliable enough without adding like a Plains. Of course, we could play the Azorius Gate, and that would help as well. Yeah, I don't think we're going to trouble. I think we have enough going on here at the top end. We're going to teaming with potential. That's how you spell teaming, right? It's a teamer joke. See? Teamer joke. Yeah, you're right. If I should run that guild gate over the island, since our searches for gates and basics. I'll switch that in a second. Gotta get Mama's new favorite sleeves. Go sit on a rug in the corner, hat. This giant growth is pretty weird and weak here. What's our overall 1410? I just don't know what else we put in because we could put in this beast. Just a random. Do you like a giant growth or a random beast? Or we could even do a Swath Cutter Giant. I think we could run the one on the strength of the Guild Gate and the Selesnya Gate now. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways to produce 1 white. Yeah, maybe that's supposed to be in. What if I do that over a giant growth? And we don't even, we're just gonna, it's a 6 drop that only needs 1 thing that we have a bunch of ways to get. A little bit of a greed pile, but I think that's generally correct for this format. Card quality is a little under where I'd like it to be. But we got a chance here. Puncher's chance. Our stall likes the giant growth. Well, keep it in mind. Would you rather have a Swath Cutter Giant or a giant growth? Our stall says giant growth. I say giant. Let's see how this goes from here. Oh, I didn't really check my numbers on green. Also, what's our... I may have cut lands and then we're... Yeah, okay, now this is right at 16, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green and 8 red. as a natural land question. Might want to go 9-7 on the strength of the open. So I think I'm going to go bump, bump, 9-7. And don't love being 7, but we're going to be a little greedy. Find our early fixing. It's going to be fine. Wipe the board when it doesn't go our way. Weird draft, though. Thought we navigated it effectively given the circumstances. Couple of gate payoffs that could get us there. What do you think? Oops. Oops. That's where I'm trying to be. I didn't update my basics, did I? Oh well. Thanks, East. All right. Well, the tips I was given up front was that this is a tough format because it's asking a lot of you. You generally want to be 3+ colors, and you need to prioritize the fixing to get it done. We can keep this mana away from Geode on 3, and we even found a recruit for 2. Lovely. Need that third land, though, or we're a bit stuck. I was kind of counting Mana Geode and Nurture as part of our reasons for being 16, but here's where they could punish us. I don't mind Oppo using good premium removal on our kind of throwaway 2. Alright, got lucky and found our third land so that we can get the Geode on. Don't mind the Scry here either, I want to find a 4th land. Clam or Shaman is interesting, but it is not a 4th land. I'm going to keep being disciplined, especially since we're... Well, Geode helps a lot with the tap for anything. Let's see how well Oppo leverages this Acuity. We found our 5th mana, meaning we can power out a 5 on 4. Probably our worst creature in the deck. Maybe this is what we should be talking about cutting. Like, maybe I should cut this for a giant growth. But for now, I'm going to play it. It's the most expensive thing we've got. I'm going to go with our mana curve out. Yeah, the safe ambush is nice for sure. Although, is it punch or death touch? Deals damage. Yeah, good. It's good that it's punch because that thing's got death touch. Gates Ablaze is funny and not good yet. Snitch I don't care about, so let's put a counter on the Croc, punch the Spirit, and get in, and then... Too bad we just don't have one more mana to spell it here, but there's no 3-drop, and I think this is the play. The only other... I mean, we could just take this another turn, send this in, and just get on board as well. If we find a land, though, we can do 4-drop plus ambush next turn. So maybe Nurture even to guarantee that play next turn would be something. And it gains us some life. Let's do that. I've talked myself into that now. Taking advantage of the acuity there is good for Oppo. Don't mind too much losing the Nurture. Well, Pyrohelix gives us an alternative way to approach... Man, it almost gives us ping, ping, Gates Ablaze. I am looking at that. Pyrohelix is certainly correct over Ambush, since this is a much more restrictive piece of removal. But I was just thinking about that possible line, and again noting that running the Pyrohelix means there's no second play unless we want to also Ambush, which maybe we do. But I'm going to just Pyrohelix here. And do it now. So now Acuity has been draw 2, gain 4. That's pretty good. But it's 6 mana. So 6 mana, draw 2, gain 4. Admonition plus Ambush is interesting here, but probably not better than just dropping Arinx, because we can get him to pump on the Shade and then Admonition. We don't get the card if we do it that way. But blowing them out of mana use would be great. I'm going to start with an attack. And then we're going to drop the Arinx and make it big. I could have done Hasty. I should have thought about it, honestly. But I always think of this as a +1, but that was just me not really thinking about the card I had. Didn't even consider it. Yeah, counter's fine, but, you know, as usual, the mistake is not the decision I made, it was the failure to consider. One gate. Oh, man, give us a gate and we could really make life tough for him. We still can, though. Admonition plus Ambush is going to be great. And I think we just start on ambushing, like put some on the Croc, ambush the Child, and then send in with the Admonition at the ready. Croc having hexproof means that's a pretty safe play even into the open mana, and the pause is fully explained by the Shade, so we don't know if this is a card or not. But we know we're attacking. I could just let him... well, they're going to pump once. I just went with the hexproof because I didn't know what was in their hand, but you could certainly put it on the Arinx with the trample, and that makes a lot of sense too. So this happens, and yeah, they've got to pump it again to even try and trade, so we let them do this, and then bounce. They can pump twice again. Callous Dismissal, great. Gate! Gate me! Ah, boy. Well, let's see. Vigilance and Menace is not the worst. We get a 7/4. And they still have to put, like, everything on it. So we can also just Rendhorn Haste, and then this becomes must block, and then they don't have the power. They can block and pump here. I think that's fine. This is going to be fine, hasting this. Especially with everything going on behind. We can gate to get rid of a blocker, but yeah, they're already done. That's cool. Don't know if that was optimal. There are definitely some other ways to approach the end of that game that might have secured it more reliably in the face of all the possibilities that could be in 3 sets worth of Magic cards, but we did get the W at least.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day.
Hey, Darther, welcome. All right, Chrissy, we're coming for you. All right, Geode says we can keep this even though our land base doesn't match any of our spells, our colored spells. Maybe we'll find something to do before 3, and if we don't, we're at least if we don't find anything to do before 3, we've probably drawn more land, which gives us a 5 on 4 and Geode Scry on 3, so we're keeping. Could get run over, though, if this is an aggro deck with a hot start and we don't find anything else to do before we're dropping stuff later. And the red is nice pickup, because we actually didn't have Raised Boar on 5 without another red source, and now we got it. But now a 2-drop that we can cast would be perfect. Laptop Reaver, love that card. Hey, it's a 2-drop we can cast. I was thinking in terms of creatures, but I'm not complaining about something to do here. Tough draft. Started out heavy white. We really thought, all right, the one thing we know is we're going to be main white, and then we weren't. Then white dried up, and we kind of got forced into a different lane, and this fresh-faced recruit we were supposed to cast off of white mana instead. Red mana. Red mana is what we're doing with fresh-faced recruit. And you're late, recruit. Revelry not get you? Come on. Anyway, Geode here. This is bad news bears, but we're going to try and get there. Now, shoot. We want land, but that is not land that's going to give us a 5-drop next turn. We already have that, though, so we could keep it to make sure we make it to 6 eventually, given the 2 6s in hand. And we do need more gates to make the glaive any good, and we need... Well, we don't need blue, we got the Geode, so I'm going to keep it. Millionaire wants to put it on the bottom. We actually need 6s. It needs 6 mana and don't mind the extra gate. It's the fact that the gate supports the glaive that makes me want to keep it. Well, a basic land gives us 6 on 6, but a gate gives us more action towards the glaive. And we may find ourselves with a 6 land on 6 anyway, or 6 mana on 6 anyway. Getting curved out on here, though, is super tough. We can do something next turn. This is just such an aggressive card. Really, we're just hoping that it's enough on defense here, but likely what's happens here is that we play the Raised Boar, Oppo uses some interaction on it, and then we're dead. So prepare yourselves for that, but we're going to try and stabilize with a big 6/6 and likely fail. Getting this vigilant and menacing doesn't suck. And Oppo in the tank, at least they haven't just untap, snap off the boar, and crush. Alright, so what does this represent? I think it represents a tempting to block the 3/3, but I mean... We certainly can't not block. The question is, do we want to go for the biggest thing? Because that's if this is all just blanks, that is of course the play. But if it's not blanks, you assume, okay, maybe they're hoping that we put the 6/6 on the 3/3 since that's their biggest, and since that's typically what you want to do is block the biggest. Maybe they have removal that works only if we block the 3/3. And so I don't even know. This is where if I were really tracking the set and trying to win on the Pro Tour, I would really rack my brain to come up with the list of possibilities here. But I'm just going to kind of go with my gut and block the 2 power, not the 3, and see if this. It turned out it doesn't matter. Any of them were going to be lethal. Although, look at that, we at least got the trade. If we tried on the 3/3, we would not have gotten the trade. We will go ahead and say, come on back now. Wouldn't, since that's their answer to the 6/6 that they had. Hey, look, we found another mountain. We found another basic, so we can just go ahead and drop a 6 here. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Manticore to give us 2 blockers. Yeah, Blade Brand is definitely in the format and worth considering there as well. There's a lot of reason to just go for the 3/3, and it worked out for me to go after the 2/1, not for the ways I thought, but you can see what I mean. Like, whenever an opponent is attacking into a large blocker with different levels of power, I wonder. Now, what a lot of players will do, though, is only send in the one that gets the job done, right? So it's really sus when your opponent only sends the 3/3 in that spot. The fact that they sent everything made it less likely, but still is a good trick if you really need that thing dead, which Oppo seemed to. Now we can start dropping gates and still running out 6 drops. We can also hook up the glaive. But really, if this has stabilized, we just want to go City Watch and then glaive up the City Watch after that, right? So I'm going to do that. Yeah, Giant Growth was in our pool. It was my final cut in the deck, actually. What's this going to do to us? So this pings us from 7, but 5 plus the glaive is going to be a fast clock up here. 5, 6, 7, 8. So a 3-turn clock. Oppo in the tank again, more good sign for us that at the very least things aren't obvious. They need the mana from the locket. If they sack it, they would get a ping. We got to watch out for sack pings here. Trollbred is excellent. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, which is worth Boar and Recruit, but not a Glaive equip. But I'm fine with Boar, Recruit, equip Glaive next turn, since it's not going to change the clock on the Sphinx at all. 5 plus 8 plus 8 is also going to get it done. No reach, yep. Yeah, but what does Vigilance from the Glaive get us, right? Sphinx blocking, but we have all this to block, so I wasn't worried about our ability to block. And the 4/5 and the 2/2 last turn were enough to stop everything. They didn't have Trollbred at the time, but we can manage Trollbred with our new stuff. So this can become a 7/7. And kind of would put on like Raise Boar and Army Token on the 5/5 and be like, either I get a Raise Boar, I get back, or you take out a measly Army Token. Yeah, the trample's real. We're definitely playing it close to the edge here. But really, given that the 4/5 and the 2/2 held off the non-Trollbred team last turn, I felt like Raise Boar plus Recruit ought to give us the oomph to at least make it to untap with the Sphinx glaved up. 2 mana. Could definitely be something. Let's just make sure it's not on board. I'm going to stick with my block, though. This was my plan. I still like it. Only question is, do we just want a triple block? We could throw the Manticore on as well. Then they get to choose maybe to take out the Manticore, but then we just get the Raised Boar left behind. I still don't think there's any... I guess Blade Brand is the reason not to do it this way, right? Exactly, Blade Brand. I'm going to do it like this because of Blade Brand. But it's tough. You play around this, and then they get you with something that you wish you'd triple blocked. Yeah, if they had Blade Brand, they might send more. That's true. Totally reasonable. But also a great point that if we did block with Manticore and Army, they could take those 2 instead of the Raised Boar, and in this way we get 2 blockers instead of 1, so I like this. Alright, more glaive power. That's a swing right there. I think I'll move it. It means I'll have to pay to move it back next turn, but we got a lot of mana, and I'd rather have something else have the power boost on defense here. Since they're entirely on the ground, like throwing it on even the Recruit or whatever is going to be better. Anything but the Recruit. Yeah, it's true. I do let them ping with the Devil. That's a reasonable, totally reasonable point. Although we did get them to use their removal on the Recruit, and we're still fine. But JC with the exact call there, very well called. Are they just dead, though? 6 life. We're in a space now where we're going to have to do some blocking with the Sphinx if they come in. But then the if the Sphinx dies, the Surveil 2 will be nice to recover. But yeah, I should have put it on. I could have put it on the Army, and that would have been better. But looks like we're there. Looks like it. They got open mana and cards, so this is not guaranteed to connect. I will go ahead and add another gate to the thing situation, though. Why not? Anything we need? Not really. Just take this. Oh well, 4 is gone. We should win here anyway. Yeah, I didn't think about it at all. One, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So made some mental lapses there. We got the win, but I was pretty lazy on my assessment of certain things. Sometimes you're lazy and still pick up a win. I'm not lazy, but, you know, just didn't see it. You know, the difference between me and good players. I already did that one. Let's. How about this one? I'll give you your refund. On the play with nothing to play, but we're going to keep on the strength of Ram, a Gate, and a Nurture, and a Gates Ablaze. I love that Ram is always ahead of Gates Ablaze. Gates Ablaze never gets the Ram. That was one of my favorite interactions of that set. So you earn channel points just by hanging around, chatting, and watching and stuff, and then you get to spend them on whatever I decide to add to my menu of options. And in this case, well, there's a lot of options. If you have any questions about them, you can click as if you were going to buy them, and I think it gives you a menu that gives more details. So you don't have to be afraid of clicking them. They're not going to steal your channel points, and you can see what my words are about them. Nice to find the 2-drop. It is a non-bow with the Gates Ablaze, but I'm not going to, like, withhold my 2-drop. Love the Night Veil Sprite. Might be my favorite uncommon from Guilds of Ravnica. But we're just going to race it. I mean, race it has 1 point of power. It's not tough to race. What I mean is we can't stop it from really hooking up our opponent with good draws. But Open the Gates plus Gates Ablaze is going to give us a Pyroclasm at the very least. No natural basic, so we can't run out the Nurturer here, but we can go find a gate. We're going to do that. And let's see, we've got red and blue. We need green and white. Or sorry, we need... Jeez. We got green and red. We have some blue and white in the deck, so I can just go get that blue-white gate. And then we kind of cast everything. Do we even include white, though? I thought... we didn't actually end up... But yeah, we included the Swath Cutter Giant, which is right there in my hand, Ryan. Anyway, yeah, want this. It's like, do we have any white in the deck? One of those days, gang, I guess. Anyway, let's go. One of those days for Oppo, stuck on 2. We're going to try and take advantage of that. Hey, LA. Glad to have you here. Welcome. We're doing something else today, actually. We're doing this multi-set mashup here. Now we got a nice 3 damage on Gates and a Nurturer that survives it, so I'm kind of hoping... Well, I kind of hoping Oppo just stays stuck on 3, and then we probably can win pretty easily, but I am salivating at the notion of X for 1 Gates Ablaze, although it starts with 2 cards from us between the Recruit and the Blaze, so right now, if they played a creature that died, it would only be an even trade, which is not really what I'm looking for, just kind of hoping to bowl them over here before they recover from their early mana issues. Bargent probably just getting in now. Haste Mentor like that. Yeah, still probably doing it. Especially since now Nurture doesn't give me 6 mana for the Giant. We get Giant next turn and Bargent this turn. Silence, fool. Well, gonna send in both and get in for some damage. And do we drop the Giant? Yeah, we gotta make them block and then use Gates Ablaze to wipe out. We're gonna board wipe. The board's gonna be empty, and then we're gonna try and drop the Giant next turn. But Oppo with 5 cards to our effectively 1 is actually gonna be a problem. I'm not sure we're gonna get there from here. But I also feel like, I mean, we could let the Atrata go ahead and eliminate the Bargent or whatever, and then try to get there off of Giant. But it's got to involve an attack right now, and probably Gates Ablazing. It just has to. So I'm going to do that. Maybe Giant will be enough. Maybe we'll get some help off the top, but I'm actually not loving this, especially if they drop a 5th land here. Wow, we're lucky. You know, we're getting flooded and they're staying screwed. Generally, screw beats flood, and this is why. We're finding lands, and we're going to play 1 threat. Oppo on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spells. 6 spells. Partially hooked up with the Night Veil sprite. So I actually, despite the situation, don't love our chances here. I think we are medium. We might be dogs, but depends on how well their deck is built. It just feels like they answer the Giant, and then we lose pretty quickly from here. I cleared the board because I couldn't play the Giant without losing it to the creature removal. And yeah, we do have hasty like this. But that mainly it was about feeling like if I just play the Giant, maybe I should though. Maybe I play the Giant, we let them take it with their attacking creature removal, and then we're still in good shape. I don't know, maybe I misplayed that. But here, I'm going to keep trying to win this game. I'm going to haste it up here. Probably means they have removal for this. Well, I was gonna try and offer a trade here. We can pump and make it a 6/3, and then it's gonna trade off with a Giant, but we found a Sphinx, so new plan. Shields down, even. Remember when they were low on life? What the heck happened? 5 life. 5 life is what happened. One, two, three, 4. We don't have Activate and Bloom Hulk, but still think we probably send in both here. Yeah, we're finding action, which is, of course, what we need. If we stumble and find land, we probably lose it all. Well, I can send the Arinx as well and trade off with the Giant. Yeah, I think I'm going to send both and be willing to pump here. Death Surveil is going to be nice. We don't need this Gate Namur. Do we want the Pyrohelix? Pyrohelix goes face. It's some removal. Is it going to be relevant to us? Or do we just want to dig? Kind of want to take whatever action is presented. It's pretty weak, but it's not a land. And if they play something that blocks, we might be happy to have it. Tron is on a narrow keep. Arstal and Sarmi are thinking let it go. It does go to face, though, so let's keep that in mind. So, I don't know, this is very close to me. A weak spell over the chance of getting something even worse. Classic, let's make a deal. What are we doing, Monty? Let's look for more threats. It is better than a land, but it's not a good threat. I'm gonna do this. I'm not sure about it. The face damage is really an important part of why I almost kept it there. But Darkblade Agent is exactly the kind of reason I didn't. Let's first look at the top. Good scry there. Oppo, I can't believe we're still in it. I mean, here's the... Ooh, we've been dodging lands pretty good, but now we find some... The reason we're still in it is because we've been ducking lands. And now we're in a spot where we don't have good attacks, and we've drawn a land. We're going to say no attacks and hope to draw out of this. Do we have any flyers left? Not really flying colors. Steeple Creeper could fly. Clear the mind means we're not winning that way. Well, okay. That's funny. Now we have attacks again. Might as well just Helix the Enforcer, though. Pre-combat. See what they got, if anything. Pause and Oppo in the tank. All right. Rough. Well, this is just exactly what I was afraid of, that we're just plowing through action after action from Oppo. This is great for us, though. Whenever it is going to exile target and put a... So, we can hold here and admonition our own Hulk when Silencer tries to sack for it. Could also admonition to draw a card. Tron likes trying to draw a card. But this lets me keep the Hulk. Think of it this way, gang. The card I'm drawing is a Bloom Hulk. I like that. Okay, it's not a May, so I do this and they have to get rid of their Etrata. Oh, they don't. I guess if it does, there's a lot of words to read. Well, that makes me not like the play at all then, because the whole idea of me trying to do it was that the Silencer goes away and it didn't. So, yeah, that didn't work the way I thought, and now we're kind of dead. Now I'm going to make him do the thing anyway. So, yeah, it was my misunderstanding of the card, though. So I did what I did based on a rules misunderstanding, and now we're in a much worse spot. Still mostly, though.
But your friend
find a way.
is only mostly dead.
Not with that, though.
Oh, here comes the flood.
Well, this is one of the cards I was asking for. It's just showing up a little too late now. Yeah, just the whole thing got countered because of the single target problem. So, 3 a turn from Oppo, 4 a turn from us. Right now, we lose the race, but I think we got to take this and hope that we find a way to win the race from here somehow. Or at least give us one draw to find something, because if we can tussle on the ground, the creeper can keep cracking in the air, and ostensibly we could get there if they're out of interaction. It's just that they're so full of spells. Like, with 4 cards and them not doing anything, I just feel like anything we try to do is going to get countered. Ah, but you can't counter a land play!
We will say goodbye.
Blade is here, unfortunately. I'm going to do it one more time, though. I just feel like trading off the creeper is us admitting defeat. We gotta play it low on the life total and see if we can't draw out of it somehow. Manticore with 2 blockers is gonna do its best impersonation of a save, except again, I just feel like, oh, I can't believe it landed. Oppo is screwed for so much of the game that I still feel they have a lot of action in hand. But we're truly mostly here, so let's see what we can do with 8 cards left in the deck. Oppo's threat's getting even thicker as they did the Clear the Mind. So this is the second Consecrate they've cast, for example. Obvious block here. Well, deck just flopped on us this time, drew too much land, and kind of saw the writing on the wall even as we were close to winning the game, right? There we were, 20-3 on an empty board. We should totally get them, right? Not when they have 5 cards to our 1. And that's exactly how it played out from there.
Is this a dead man, Doctor? Very dead, Mr. Spock.
That's why life totals do not tell the story of who's ahead in Magic. Hey, Buckpine. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Well, certainly not much to do before 4, and we're on the draw. This could be a disaster, but with all of our mana ready, I'm going to keep and know that all we're asking for is any early action. Now, if we don't find it, we're in trouble. If they get aggro, we're in trouble. But boom, 3-drop, I'm already happier. These guild gates are unfortunately ETB tapped forests for us, but we didn't have anything else to do anyway, so it's alright for now. Clamor Shaman is good, but maybe not in this deck. You're a little late there, Shield Mate. Kind of like Shield Mate, Guild Gate, threaten to block Maka. I don't want to put the I don't want to make Shaman a 2/2 just to block a Maka. Block a Maka. So we're gonna do this. Snap off. Ramp to our 6s. Alright. This doesn't grow. Instants and sorceries make it so our stuff can't block. Hidden Reach, we're going to remember that, right? And kind of like City Watch Sphinx here, knowing we have Clamor Shaman to take out the Turret Ogre, although then Shaman gets blocked and just dies, so there's that. Or we can just offer the Sphinx for the 4/3 and know that we get a good result. Or we can just Manticore to spell it. I guess this attacks and everything. Let's just do this. Maybe we can get the Ogre to tussle before we drop the Sphinx. Next turn we can open the gates, get a gate, play the forest, drop the Sphinx, or we can shaman if we draw something else that makes that more correct. Interesting draw. It really gives us some play on the Manticore. We send in the Manticore, they block Ogre, and they double block, and then we can Manticore plus Pyrohelix to make it a 2-for-2. And we get rid of the turret ogre if they go for that. So I'm going to start with an attack and see if that comes to pass. Really getting rid of the reach before we drop a City Watch is what I'm trying to accomplish here. All right, so going for everything. We definitely want Turret Ogre dead, and then probably Rebel Belt over the Smelt Ward, given our aggressive bent, so we're going to do it this way. Get Pyrohelix value here. Go get a gate and play a 2/2 Clamor Shaman. Oppo pausing on 1. There aren't usually pump spells that work on... I guess they could have plus whatever +1 here. Oh, they had Convoke. Okay, I was thinking it was a single red. Oh. Oh, yeah, no, Nurture. Nurturer gets us there. Guess we'll still get this one. All right, a lot of tussling there, but we still got the main thing we wanted to get.
Not to brag, but my friend's kind of a big deal.
So we're in that spot where we can send the shaman, but it's a suicide mission for this feller, because we can make one of these not block, but the other one can eat it. So I'm not going to bother. We're going to 2-spell here with Recruit Sphinx and call that plenty good. Do we go after Kiora? Not sure. Probably. They're stuck on land. We don't want them to draw cards. It'd be an easier choice if we could be sure to kill Kiora next turn on 1 attack from the Sphinx, but even if Oppo uses it, it doesn't kill Kiora, although maybe getting Kiora down to 1 use is okay too. I don't know. But that's why I don't want to leave Kiora around, giving him card draw off of garbage like Wild Ceratok. Garbage that I would play if I had to, but you, in a set with as powerful cards as it has, 4 mana on a vanilla is just really not where you want to be. And here we are. I'm going to take it take it slow here and go ahead and work on Kiora 2 turns in a row.
Leave my squids alone.
If they keep spitting out 4 power, it's going to be bad, and I want to hold it to 1 more if that's what they've got. Don't you look at my Sphinx like you're going to do something to it. That's my Sphinx that's going to live until you're dead. What's it gonna be, Bernard? Yep, more card draws. Why we gotta end Kiora now. But good news is, barring something I can't think of, I guess there could be some reach tricks in green. But I think we are going to get our wish on that front. Could probably give up the Nurturer now. Nurturer plus Army. Blocking, either one of these is fine. Let's go with the bigger one. Gates ablaze, you say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it wipes out everything. Good sweeper to have handy, but we don't need it yet. I'm going to... Yeah, if it did 3, if I could pull a couple of gates back and we could do 3 to everything, that would be pretty sweet. But yeah, in case of emergency. We're not there right now, though, so let's finish taking out this Kiora and then just try to get there in the air. Oppo, got a question for you. Can you stop my Sphinx? Now I'm willing to put Recruit and Army Token on 4-3, since they had nothing for that last time. It's a quasi 2-for-1, but Army Token's kind of free. I don't mind trading off on the ground in support of our Air Force. Bargent is definitely looking to get blocked by something. Clamor Shaman just might be an expensive 2 points of power this game. So this is where I like this and like... Well, we can even do... Let's see, if we did this, we can get a 1-for-1 over there. Take 8 and still be in okay shape, but I kind of like going for another takedown of a 4 power. So I'm going to do this. What does this say on it? Can't be blocked by creature tokens. Well, good thing we didn't try. Go for this. I kind of hope they blow us out, because we got Gates Ablaze behind if they do something ridiculous. And Croc is a decent draw as well. Heck, you could even make a case for blow up the world, drop Croc after surveilling 2. But nah, I mean, I'm going to drop this and now try to take out the Wild Ceratok. We've got Hexproof. They're not going to be able to bounce it or kill it unless they have something like Gates Ablaze of their own. And then we're winning the race pretty succinctly if we trade 4-3 for 5-3. Could even take that and try to get in with our Croc, but I'm not going to be greedy. This is a trade I wanted. And we've still got the Ablaze back, which unfortunately we may need to use.
Please protect my back.
Sphinx can take out Arlen, though. But then these start to take out us. Gotta do this, though. Blaze doesn't even get it. And go to 4. Yeah, I think we go to 4, let him maybe commit 1 more creature to the board, get in once more with Sphinx, then blow up the world and maybe hopefully draw something. I've had worse plans. Hey, admonition. We're gonna save our own Sphinx then. New plan. I'll attack first, though. How about some damage, Ryan? So excited. So excited you almost threw away 5 points of damage, silly. I got there, gang. We got there. Don't worry. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we draw a basic land. We can still play both of these. And Oppo finds themselves to be done. Sometimes seeing the future is pretty grim, I guess, Oppo. Three wins, a nice plateau to hit. Well, plateau implies there's nowhere to, we're not going up, but I mean, 3 wins is a nice level to hit. Hopefully we'll go higher, but clearing from 250 to 1,000 on our return is always nice for the old gem pile. Wow. We've got Guild Globe and Open the Gates, but if we don't have a land on top, we're like immediately punished. Can I keep this, or is that just too greedy? Man, on the draw it's not too greedy. On the draw it's almost a snap, but on the play I think it's too greedy. I'm going to mulligan this, sadly. Show me the land on top, and it's an easy keep, but we just can't do that. So we're going to do this. We're going to keep, kind of sadly, ditch a mountain and hope we find our way out of this. But I kind of liked our first hand better. More red. Not for us. Really don't want our first thing to do to be on turn 4, but right now it's looking likely. If that at all. Like, now at this point I'm okay, I'll take the turn 4 action, please. Alright, this is fine to at least give us something to do to make sure we can set up for our turn 4. So starting on turn 4, not where you want to be in limited magic. 2 uncastable cards in hand after a mulligan, not where you want to be. But Oppo starting slow and giving us a chance. Clam, a little bit late, but I guess kind of want to go Clamor Shaman, put a counter on it, and then Bloom Hulk to make it a 3/3. 3/3 Clamor Shaman is so much better than a 2/2, right? I'm going to do that. And it still technically holds off these 1/1s. If they attack in, that tells us something. Thanks for the sub. Value Spewer, more like it. But that's sure great. Darn it, I was all excited about my 3/3 Shaman. I'm pretty excited about a 4/4 Hulk, if that's the type of stuff Oppo's going to be playing. So let's do this. Then next turn we get Ambush plus Shieldmate. 0 for 2 on proliferating anything with our Hulk. Not like it's our big game plan or anything, but wouldn't we have some stuff that could use a little boost? I don't think we have any main deck enchantment hate. Nah. So this thing's gone for good. Admonition, I think, just gets creatures. Another card I don't like. Gates Ablaze obviously would be a nice find against this Oppo. Are we worried at all about anything yet? Not really. I'm going to go Shieldmate. And nothing to ambush here. But I don't love our spot. We could just lose to the random team pump here. If they play another Goblin Gathering, we're straight up in trouble. But I don't feel good about attacks. Although we could make them... Like, if they want to put 4 of their creatures on this, I think we're actually okay with that, given they're 2 cards behind. Eventually we'll find blue, and these will be great, and we got the ambush still. So I am going to offer the Bloom Hulk. It's just big beef at this point. And I want to either trade, whittle away their blockers, or whittle away their life total. Waiting around for them to get wide enough to +2/+0 their team and kill us does not seem wise. All right, we'll offer accepted, and that's the order I want it. Could ambush the Spewer, but we're going to let that Spewer live for a bit here. Save this for a bigger game. Double Spewer. This card would have been interesting if it just pinged each opponent. I don't know why it had to self-ping. What is this about? What am I missing? There's a battlefield vigilance. No cards. This doesn't do anything. It didn't have to. I mean, you could have done... It's very Goblin that it does, but there's plenty of Goblin pingers that don't self-ping. Nurture's great. It's going to give us some life back against these Spewers. It's going to give us blue mana for these 2 spells. I don't know what Oppo... I mean, Bronze plays, right? Oppo, newer player, I guess. Yes, I am looking at that as well, but I'd rather get the Nurture going, honestly. Could use ambush here, make a 3/3, kill the 3/3 and have great attacks, but that play is going to be available to us next turn alongside an Admonition or possibly just Sphinxing. So I like the Nurture here. And yeah, I'm even going to save that play one more round and just drop the Sphinx with their empty hand and a 5 power flyer. Yeah, please. By all means, spew away. What? You see, that's the thing. How you can't play a card whose floor is, oops, can't use you. Ugh. I say that, but if you're aggressive enough, ostensibly you're so aggressive that you don't care about your life total, and this is just mowing them down, right? But it's not how it plays out in Limited. No matter how aggressive you are in Limited, sometimes you're on defense. This at instant speed is great, but yeah, now we're just kind of, it's coming up Millhouse here. I mean, they got a card, but we're going to make them have it and go Shieldmate Sergeant. We are in our main phase, so if we have to add munition, even if though we're doing it at instant speed, it works. +2/+2. So yeah, we can still helix to finish it off if we want, which we probably do, and we can still do this. Doesn't change anything here. It's a punch, not a fight. That might just cause a scoop. I mean, Oppo's in brutally rough shape here. Could hold up admonition, but I'm just going to add to our sideways. I remember when we first launched, shared screenshots of Arena with the world, and everybody was freaking out that that our cards didn't tap far enough, that we were failing because the tap angle needed to be farther. And it's funny because we had worked on it so much in-house, we knew that it was basically correct, but we knew that it didn't look correct to Magic players seeing it for the first time. We were just like, just play it. Just trust us and play it. And as soon as people played it, everybody shut up. Can we just win here? 1, 2, 3, 4 on the gates unfortunately kills our stuff too, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to send in... I could bounce the operative, but even there's still no good blocks anywhere. But I can also draw a card here, so let's just do this. This is fine. Even leaves the shield mate alive. Bargent for next turn. Vanilla. Nothing stops a 5-power flyer, and we picked up the old magical 4th win and nigh on profit. All right, let me grab a bio break before we close out this event, but going well so far. Feels like this is especially if you're familiar with the cards from these sets, it's a good time to take advantage of less familiar opponents who may be new to the cards, if not straight new to drafting, like our last opponent. Seems like they could use some time here on Going Optimal, but no chat. I need to get those custom emotes so that I can get one that says, "Come check out my Twitch channel. We'll help you get better," or something less rude. I don't know. Anyway, I'll be right back. Hang tight, and we'll close out this event, seeking a trophy upon my return. Hello again. Turn on audio. Did. Where's my audio? I think stepping away from the PC has killed my audio. Oh, there we go. It came back. All right, we can keep this. Kill their 2-drop, play our Geode, and then drop a Croc on 4 and a Manticore on 5 with like 2 more lands. Gates ablaze for 0 right now. And given that it's for 0 right now, let's go ahead and be aggro. Courier. We could send the Recruit, and if they block, we have the Pyro Helix play, but I'm not sure I want to make that play. I'd rather just Geode now, so I'm going to do that. Another Pyro Helix. White, blue. I'm going to bottom it, because we also want more land, and we have the 1. If this is going to be good, okay, but 2 are less likely to be good. Even if we had land, though, I think we probably send it away if we didn't need land. This makes me think high, whatever it's called, high tide, high alert, with all the couriers and the blue-white. Makes the Gates Ablaze long game look a little better. Here we have no 5-drop potential because we missed on basics until now. We have 4. So we're going to start with Guild Globe since we don't have a 5 to play anyway. Let's see what this does. And maybe we go ahead and blaze some gate, or use the Pyro Helix here. So now, yeah, I'll go ahead and, although, yeah, I kind of now want to build up to a Gates Ablaze and do it that way. But whatever, let's, I'm so convinced that High Alert is on the menu, I'm willing to Pyro Helix here. Get Manticore next turn, since we drew a basic. I wonder if they'd even block, but I'm not going to put them to the test. Just going to play and pass. Like 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gates. There's one of them. I think we're going to leave the Croc off the board because it's pretty likely we're going to be able to gate for 3 or 4 effectively. But Gatebreaker Ram here is fine. We could also send in the Recruit. What does that do for us? It forces us to blaze. We don't want that. I'm going to just go with the Ram. I could send the Manticore, but it doesn't have good attacks. Just going to ram it up and actually just hope to find more gates. And then drop the Croc after. Swath Cutter is interesting because it's going to give the Gates Ablaze an extra point of damage against their team. So we can even go Swath Cutter and next turn clear out their 3s without clearing out our 3s. We could even go put the Croc out there. But they got good blocks. They got a heck of an Air Force. So we really are just going to go Giant. We could send in Ram and Manticore. Do they have double blocks that we don't like? All but Ram Gates after. Let's take a turn and do it this way, Mike. I'm gonna play the Giant, and next turn I think the Giant plus Gates Ablaze play will be excellent. We might even, if we find another Gate, we get to do 4 and take out the Courier. Of course, that takes out our. Oh, it doesn't even take out our Ram. So yeah, like getting one more Gate off the top would be about perfect. But no attacks here. They're going to clock us in the air for a big chunk, and then we're going to try and even the score a bit. We'll see what we draw and see how they attack, but one question is, do we send the Ram? Since if we send the Ram and they block it and put any damage on it, then the Gates Ablaze does kill it. All right. All right, we even got the Gate I was looking for. I mean, this Skulker lives, but basically we get 5/5 4/4 4/5. And looks real good. And yeah, I don't even, if we lose the Ram at this point, so be it. Let's swing all. Yeah, I already used the Gate. That's true. I was a mistake to play it. Mike is right that I had an ability to modulate my own burn, and I gave up that ability by playing this before combat. There was no need. It does make the Gatebreaker Ram bigger, so that I shouldn't say no need. That was the heuristic that caused me to play it. Play Gate, make Ram bigger, but I didn't stop to consider how modulating the amount of damage I was doing with the Gates Ablaze could be better than a point of damage here. Is this all right? I think this is all right. Yeah, baby. That was a fun little play. Worked out for us.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
See you, Pablo. Oh, I saw Gotta Run and thought you were leaving. Sorry, Pablo. I saw the way my thing is cropped. I just saw Pablo. Gotta Run. Okay, see ya. 5 wins is straight up event profit. You effectively profit in an event at 4 wins based on the gold that you earn per day from Wizards. So if you get your 1,000 to 1,200-ish gold per day, alongside 4 wins and 1,400, you know, would you buy 1,200 gold for 100 gems? You know, you're down 100 gems at 4, but you're up all the gold you ground. So effectively, 4 wins is profit when you take into account the overall economic system. But if you're simply talking about money into the event, or, you know, resources into the event versus resources out of the event, it's 5 wins where you are strictly profit. You can keep this. We need a land to actually get going on stuff, but looks really great. Basic land of almost any type would be perfect. I'll take red though if we're taking requests. Mountain is our most plentiful basic. No luck, but again, we have something to do on 2, and now we got a globe at least on 3 to look for more land. But ideally, we find a basic land in Geode, or maybe Ram, but probably just want to Geode. No luck, so globing to look for land as opposed to recruit to get board presence. Boo earns. Well, we've had some pretty good luck so far in the draws today, and some oppos have mulled. Looks like it's our time to try and fight through some bad variants. Well, I'm glad now that we just have a play. Land off the top, and we're still in solid shape. We accelerate quite quickly from here, Geode into Nurture into all or everything, so one basic off the top to keep things close and viable here would be great. If we get a gate, at least we got a land, but it's gonna suck to not do anything. I guess we could ambush off the globe. We might have to do something like that. I'm fine looking to take a trade here, though. I feel like with this mana, we're just trading for something in hand, but that works too. It's the worst kind of trading from something in hand. It's the kind that actually leaves a counter on it, which is too bad. But hey, we found our basic. Great. Ram, we could drop and just try to trade with this thing at 4 points of damage. But I'm going to go Geode. We get the Scry to look for another land, and we can set up our defenses after this. There's that land I'm looking for. That's good. What are we playing? Might do Rendhorn on 5/5 to try and just block the Instructor. Can also do Nurture, gain back some life, and if we draw a land, well, we know we're drawing a land. I'm just trying to look ahead to 6 in here and see if that's reasonable or not. Now they've got a lot on board. We're at 15, but ostensibly Rendhorn stops their team. Nurture now gives us a guaranteed 6 next turn, which provides Ram plus Ambush. But Rambush is possible next turn anyway with the 5 we have, so I'm going to go with the Rendhorn. Let's see if they can... If they kill this, that's bad, but then we have this Ram Ambush backup plan. If they don't attack into the Rendhorn and we single-handedly stabilize off of a 5/5 for 5, that's even better. So that's what I'm trying to do here, is stabilize off the worst card, effectively. Well, we're into the 5-1 bracket here. You're going to see some bombs, of course. And interesting attack, though. What does that mean? I mean, don't we just block here happily? I don't know what this could be, but all right, I'm taking this. And Ram Ambush here on the 4/5. Right, so we do this. Yeah, I guess they were doing it for 5 damage, which I'm fine with. Now we kill Rolesk, and that means this is going to become a 7/6, but we actually have a double block for 7/6. Yeah, I get it. Well, I mean, what do you want to do? All right, you're right. We don't want him to get a 7/6. Let's just die in the air to Rolesk. Yes, that's a good point. We don't even need to have it be a 2-for-1. We can just do a single block for a 1-for-1. Or, you know, we can single block the 6/6 with that play. I like it. I was going to say send the ram, but it's summoning sick. If somehow they decide to hold back, we can even Hulk to get this to a 7/7. It actually doesn't change combat with the officer at all. We're just really looking to Rendhorn for officer if Oppo will let us. Skyguard says we're back to double block, but it's still fine. It's also at least with no mana. It's true. Counter on Ram would make the Hulk better, but I did like the single threat there was quite real. Now we get Gate and Nurturer or Hulk. Nurturer first for some life cushion and for some more options next turn. I don't think a 4/4 actually matters much here. We're just trying to get the Sphinx out. So, let's work that angle. Officer is the most mighty, scariest officer of all time. But I still like our blocks on it. Pyrohelix can come in handy. Real problem is that this creeper is a 1-for-1 here, so Pyrohelix is going to have to get this creeper eventually. And we don't have the mana for it this turn. Close, but not quite. Probably taking a... well, we could Helix the creeper and only take 3. We can drop the Sphinx and take 4 when they send the creeper, and then we don't block it. But then we at least have the Sphinx in the air. What does Helix the Hulk do? Oh, Helix and Hulk. Yeah, sorry. I thought you were saying to Helix the Hulk. I guess that's less damage, and we get a big, thick board presence. All right, I'm in for that. It also puts a counter on Rendhorn. I'm going to do this now with... cards out of hand and everything. We could make them pump, but they've got the mana. I mean, yeah, they could draw a 5-drop, and haha, we could get them. Or not even that, like a 6-drop. So it's just not worth it. 5-drop, yeah, that's right. I can't send nothing. No attacks into the 8/7, but now 4/4 in the sky is what we need to stabilize up there. Don't know if we can attack, though. Well, they got a good Skyguard attack with that Stalwart play, but we're not dead. We just take the Skyguard and try to trade with anything they attack with on the ground. And they didn't see an attack on the ground anyway. Well, Mize. We do this and we still have giant mana. Five, 6. Still doesn't do anything on the ground. Still just hoping the Sphinx is enough. And right now at 3 we can't attack. And we're really just trying to not die to the Skyguard. Sphinx removal dead, though. So we're on the edge. One piece of interaction away from the Trek Dead meme. Already thrilled with the outcome, though. We got profit. We've had fun. We have a pretty cool deck. Well, it took them a long time to figure out. I don't know why, but you got it. Oh, why not trade at least? Yeah, first strike. Yep. Yep. All right. Well, Oppo kind of slow rolled us there. I don't know what they were doing, but they maybe just thinking through. I take a lot. Sometimes I take my longest pauses before the seemingly obvious win, because there's very little worse in Magic than blowing off paying attention because of your seemingly obvious win and then losing, right? So I get it. This we can keep. We'll go with board presence here on the recruit over globing, since we have mana plays to come. All right, well, glaive or try to find some more action. I mean, next turn, we don't have anything for 4 yet. So having the glaive just to do on 4 wouldn't be the worst. Let's play that. Find a gate. We can even make this 4-power first strike vigilant attacking. That's pretty cool. Not first strike on defense, but still. I could make them block, but I'd rather at least threaten the block with the recruit on the boar. Tamio's Epiphany, nice. Oh yeah, I forgot the menace part. That is quite real with the first strike. Vigilant menace first strike. Potent combo. But Oppo scrying 4 and drawing 2. So I imagine our potent combo is not long for this this game. But if we find something else to do, in fact, I'll do it. Yeah, like I'm just gonna go with the Shieldmate here. Shieldmate Guild Globe seems fine, since it allows us to 2-spell. If this was 2 to equip, I'd probably equip in Guild Globe or equip in Shieldmate, but we can't equip and do something else, so I'm gonna go for the 2-spell turn. So that I should globe first, though, in that case. Commence the endgame. We drafted and did not play this card. Didn't feel like we could double splash. Annoying for sure, but we have 1. Oh, this isn't a mana rock. So we have 5. Let's just get the boar out. We'll take that action. Play Geode and scry away the top, but probably just going to drop the Sphinx here. Off the globe. Attacking with the boar. Want to do that? trying to figure out if I'm trying to trade or not. What are some... We do have a sweeper. That kind of encourages trades. Sure. Yeah, let's see if they got a trick. That would be great. I figured they were just offering a legit trade here. But why didn't they send the 5/5? Well, they got us. Good old duelist. But I'm going to go with my plan here and just try to win the air. Although, this thing down here, they didn't attack with it before, but they could start. I don't know. But Sphinx doesn't dig to boar. Sphinx digs to boar on death, and the boar is right there. We get Geode. If we Geode, we have 4 mana left over, but we can't 2-spell at that point. So, don't like that either. Could play something like a Croc that we're willing to trade off for the 5/5. Or the Swathcutter Giant. We're at 20, though. I'm just going to Sphinx it up. Don't counter me, bro. If they send the 5/5 here, we could consider blocking. Certainly don't mind the Sphinx dying that much. Snare Spinner double blocking with Duelist takes out the Sphinx. This is probably what Oppo's thinking about. And we can hook up the Glaive, but they still get that action. So maybe... no open the gates. I mean, we could open the gates, get a gate, and then drop the Croc. We could Geode, play open the gates, yeah, then and then equip the guild pack, get the Glaive. Yeah, we don't want to shuffle the, we don't want to shuffle the boar, sorry. We could go Geode, equip. Actually, we know we want to draw this. I'm just gonna, oh, we don't have the white anymore, right? So let's go Geode and equip or Crocodile. Maybe just Crocodile. Yeah, let's go Croc. And I'm going to save. I'm not going to attack. I don't want to offer Sphinx for those 2 creatures yet. Let me make sure I know what it's doing. Yeah, right, because, yep. I'm going to say just Croc and pass. Well... we want that gate. We do have the Glaive, but I don't think we want to draw gates just because we have a Glaive. We'll draw them naturally enough anyway, and we can go fetch one with this. Whoa! Or we're dead. Or... straight up deadzers. Let's see. To have any prayer in this game, we're going to need to trade that off and hope that we're alive. We're not alive. Yeah, their boar was more effective than our boar that game. We're in bomb territory for sure. 5-win bracket. You're just gonna face a lot of bombs. Oh, I thought we were at 5-2. Sorry, I missed our other loss. So we're at 5-3, and the event she is over. Still. Final profit celebration. That was fun. I'm enjoying the throwback chaos Ravnica event here. It's requires a little finesse in how you're approaching the draft, but I think you can see if you prioritize the fixing and seek some power with a 3 or 4 color deck, Ideally 3, unless I think you're in green. Green pulls off the 4-color better than the other colors with all of the green fixing across all 3 sets. But have fun with it. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it more than relearning or reaffirming the things we know about Midnight Hunt. So something new, something fun. Right on. Oh, I don't know if I haven't seen how they've rejiggered it. But if there's room, I'm in the Thursday sweatsuit. So I'm also, which is going to be another chaos draft. So, all right. Profit is good. Playing Magic with friends is good. Thanks for hanging out, friends.